Hey there, comic book friends. I'm Travis.
And I'm Ethan.
And this is
Monster Comic Review.
That's right, and this is we're doing comics for
the first week of October.
He's organized, I'm not today.
Yeah, it's okay.
So what are we talking about first?
Okay, first up we have Batwing, issue 24.
With an actually pretty cool Darwin Cook cover, and...
That was the only cool thing about the comic.
Yeah, I'm definitely... This book, 100% determined, it's off my pull. When I do my comic book orders, I'm not ordering. I've been kind of saying I'm going to do that. I really am. I'm done. There just wasn't anything... there's nothing cool about this character anymore.
Nope.
I mean, one of the things that really my biggest issue about this was they build him up as being this MMA fighter, brawler type thing, and then of course this issue you decide,
He's the tech. Nope.
I'm not fighting anymore. I'm going to slim my suit down.
Every time we read this book and there's a villain, I'm like, please win, villain. And I'm really kind of disappointed when they don't.
Yeah.
I mean, like, flies in, takes out Mary Poppins lady. I'm like, but I like the Mary Poppins assassin more than I like you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
We've seen her for like all of 2 issues, and she already has a deeper character.
Yeah. I'm just not digging this at all. I like David.
Yep.
Even when it was bad, I like David better.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so what we rated?
I give it a 2.
I give a 2 also.
Okay, moving on.
Next, we're gonna talk about Detective Comics issue 24.
There's nothing about this book that I really liked that much, but there was nothing that I didn't like.
Yeah.
I mean,
which is an average Batman story.
I mean, I don't know. I'm never too excited to see big robot Batman
I hate that.
fight big robot Wrath. I'm like, I like Ninja Batman.
Yeah.
I like Batman that runs up and goes ha 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 ha,
Yeah,
like
this
6
is-
times the arm, and you're like,
Right.
I can't move anymore.
As soon as Batman puts on power armor,
It's like power armor.
I don't like Batman at all.
I'm like, okay, Batman, we're done here.
Yeah, I was just asking on Twitter if anybody knows when the first time that Batman was wearing like a power suit of some sort. When was that? What comic? Who's responsible for first putting that idea out there on paper? If you guys know in YouTube land, let me know.
Tell us.
I'd like to know
We'll find them.
because I want to buy that comic so I can burn it or
It's not
something.
death threat, I promise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the art. It felt like we hurried up to finish the story up though, didn't we? It's like
Yeah, just kidding. I know, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, all this bad stuff is happening. Wrath has the upper hand. Batman's like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
I'll
just
blow
like,
my back
God,
plane up and
he's
fly
like-
around in my invisible hand glider.
He's like, I got this covered, guys. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
oh okay.
Shouldn't
I
take
guess.
on it, though. Like I
You know,
said, I
watching
didn't
Gordon
dislike
though fire at freaking Wrath of the tank.
Yeah.
Okay, that was fun. That was fun. But otherwise, yeah. Okay. I give it a 3.
I give it 3 also.
Okay.
What's next?
Next up, we have Earth 2, issue 16. The freaking awesome cover.
The last James Robinson issue, leaving on this kind of crazy cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Okay, tell you this is how I read the book. I'm reading the line, going, oh, this is really slowed down. This is kind of more of that. This is the battle that happened, but we're only kind of halfway tell you about it instead of just showing you the battle kind of thing. And I'm halfway through the book. I'm going, okay, this is kind of all mediocre, blah blah blah. Till we get to the end of it, and Steppenwolf's busting out his badass, telling everybody how it's going to be. And then he gets split in half by somebody. Kind of spoiler. Sorry for wrecking that.
Yeah. It's Superman too.
And then the dude, it's Brutal.
Okay.
Tears himself in half. Brutal then like knocks off this thing. And it looks like Superman going, all hail Darkseid.
Part of me was a little bit suspicious about that
Well,
because it's a guy that flies around with super strength, right?
So you're
I know.
brilliant.
At first, I mean, he was shooting.
You're brilliant because it would have never occurred to me.
Well, I didn't really think it was kind of a
Yeah,
thesis.
you're
But I
shooting
kind of, I mean,
you're
and like
shooting the
this,
Megavision,
right? He was
right?
shooting the Megavision, right? It was going around, but in this issue, all we saw was just straight lasery eye beams. I was like, well,
all I know is it was a surprise to me, and I went from going, mediocre, to holy crap! But the thing is what a way to leave it, and he's gone. He's off the book. So the next person's gonna just, I don't know, do what?
Right.
But holy crap! That's, Superman's back, or he didn't actually die, or whatever, and he's a psychopath.
Yep. Who follows Darkseid? Yeah.
Well, that's a given. If I say psychopath, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty exciting.
Yep. I give it like a strong 3, I think.
I give it a strong 3 also. I'm now actually, once again, looking forward to seeing what happens in the book now. Really cool. Okay, next we're going to talk about Forever Evil issue 2.
Yeah, I've come to discover I just really don't like the Guild of Injustice or whatever they are.
You mean the Crime Syndicate?
The Crime Syndicate. I mean, I just don't like them. I mean, I really don't. Their idea is cool, but I have yet to see them executed in a way that intrigues me in any way, shape, or form. I mean, they're just kind of. I know that they're supposed to be the exact opposites, but they're just so straight up what they are. I mean, there's twists and turns, rivers and valleys, and you know, in the characters that are there, I mean, not necessarily portrayed in
But actually, the only thing that's interesting...
in this case, they're just straight up, I mean, they're all... Johnny Quick is just a straight up psychopath. I mean, it just...
Yeah, they're the direct opposites to such a degree that it's almost not cool. It's comical, but not in a... I just laughed my ass off reading this. Right. Yeah. The only thing that interests me in it, and I knew it was coming, is the fact that Superwoman is pregnant and not with Ultraman's kid, and the whole holy crap. At some moment, when he gets a little moment to himself, he's gonna take the time to use the X-ray vision and look and go, "Ooh, and that's not my kid."
Yeah.
Then what the hell happens?
And this is, I mean, and this it's also a similar story being told with them too. I mean, last time I read an Injustice book, they invaded without warning, and Ultraman and Superwoman and Owlman
they're
having a love triangle.
That's a pretty standard. Right. We are for those of us who are more well read in the old DC universe, we're treading old ground here, right?
Yep.
The only thing I'm finding, to me, the other problem is it feels like the book really slowed down from the Trinity War thing. I understand that there are people who read this that aren't reading Trinity War, so they need to be brought up to speed again, I guess. Yeah. That's unfortunate. And the other thing is that I did find somewhat interesting is I did like Lex in this, where he brings out this new Bizarro. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the old Bizarro where he says everything backwards and all that stuff. I mean, I think that's fun, he's funny, all that kind of stuff. But this kind of Frankenstein monster kind of esqueness to him is somewhat interesting too. And to see where Lex is going to go with this. Hopefully, Jeff Johns isn't totally treading the same water that's been tread before, and he has Lex Luthor be the superhero through the thing.
Right, I mean,
I think he's going to play kind of a good guy to some degree.
The only thing that really interests me about, only because it benefits him, the only thing that really interests me about this is who their mystery person is that they have. Right,
who's under the...
I'm not so much curious who it is. I just want to... Okay, Joker. I mean, I think... If anybody, it'll be.
You think it's the Joker?
Version of the Joker.
Or is it Lex Luthor?
Or is it Lex Luthor? It's a villain. I'm betting. I mean, obviously, but I'm assuming it's some famous villain that even people who don't necessarily read comics will see, recognize, and go, "Oh, that's the whoever it is."
Except for it'd be really weird if it was Joker, just because.
There's
what's the opposite? What's the opposite Joker?
Yeah, normal guy.
Yeah, so how would you even know that's the Joker? Because we don't know who the Joker is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's not like it'd be like... It's not like if they pulled it off and went, oh, it's Clark Kent. You know who Clark Kent is, right? There's no pull the hood off and go, oh, it's Joe Smith, because we know Joe Smith is the Joker. Because we don't know who the Joker is, right?
Yeah.
So, anyway, what would we rate this book?
I guess I give it a 3. Just a 3.
Yeah. And I give it a not too exciting 3.
Okay, next up we have Green Arrow issue 24.
Cool book.
Yeah.
I like the book. I like the art of the book is just, rock star quality, and I love Count Vertigo showing up and basically going, I am the man, basically. I'm poning all of Seattle. I'm just walking through the place.
And then Green Arrow shows up and goes, no! I'm the man!
Yeah.
But there's 2 things about this book that I'm like, okay, one, they're doing something they should never, ever do, and they're mixing the TV show characters with the comic book.
Oh, because Diggle's the man?
Because Diggle's there. It's like...
Yeah, they're using his name. I'll be curious to see how much they use him. But I agree with you, and the fact is that there is an Arrow comic. We don't read it because we watch the TV show, and I don't like reading adaptions generally, so no interest there. So... They don't need to do that.
All right.
I mean, this Diggle obviously has got a completely different background, though. Our Diggle's a military stand-up kind of guy. This guy seems to be kind of street riffraff of some sort.
And then the other thing, okay, even now looking at this cover, there's parts of this book that are just, I mean, seriously, they're very, very Mortal Kombat-y. I mean, maybe this is mostly just a new thing, but when Sparrow and our mystery... Shadow, right? And our ninja mystery man guy, right, are fighting. I mean, I can almost hear I can hear the fight.
He's an outsider.
He's an outsider? Okay, cool. I mean, I can hear the fight in the back of my head. I mean, as he's beating her up, I can hear the really stupid screams and shouts as they're fighting each other.
Those
you
are
know,
stupid.
he
Those are cool.
beats her up. I'm like, you know, in the back of my head, I'm like,
Monkey Kung
you know,
Fu.
I'm reading this right, and there's a little part of me that was disappointed because I never read it and saw finish her anywhere. I mean, I was like,
no hook
yeah,
to
right?
run through a ring.
You know, I mean, it was like, okay, there's not like intense amounts of,
cool.
I mean, but otherwise, I mean, it was still cool. It was just very, oh my gosh, I mean, because it was all side views.
Right.
I mean, there's a bit of first person him as he's punching
but you're
her,
right, it was
but
profile.
because it was so, you know,
you're right.
ninja showdown on the rooftops. It was just very,
yeah, except it was really one-sided.
Yeah,
Obviously, he spammed his button.
flawless victory.
He spammed his button and just beat the hell out of her.
So,
but I still like it. I'm curious. Next issue is a 0-year.
yeah.
So I'm not really excited about why Green Arrow would get trapped in the whole 0-year stuff.
Didn't he already have a 0-year? He had a 0 issue. Ooh.
But right. And then after that, then we go into this whole.
Green Arrow's bad.
We go into this whole outsider thing where we're gonna explore all the different clans, the Split
That'll be
clan,
cool.
Axe clan, all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty cool about that. Do you rate the book?
I give it a 3. Like a good 3.
I give it a really strong 3. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Next, we're gonna talk about Marvel Knights Spider-Man issue 1.
I want the drugs that these guys are on. I mean, oh my god. Ooh, head trip. Ooh. Okay, first of all, the premise of this is cool. I mean.
Right. Okay. So you got Parker. He needs to get some money. You know, he's like, yeah. Everybody thinks that, you know, living the life of a superhero, it's all rich and fame and whatnot. But no, you gotta have a day job. And right now, it really sucks. His day job sucks because the Daily Bugle doesn't want any more Spider-Man pictures, so he's stuck taking family portraits.
Yep.
So he goes
creepy family portraits.
So he's going to a really creepy house to take family portraits. Right.
And then it's creepy, and the robot girls explode on him, and then he kind of gets high, except not in a good way, and then he goes through a big old head trip through a maze. No,
Kind of.
Okay, Madam Web, she's cool. I mean, you know, most of the stuff that I know about Spider-Man is stuff that I've discovered is the same in the TV show as it is in the comic book.
Right.
But, you know, whenever, you know, Madam Web showed up in the TV show, it was like, yeah, actual plot line.
Right.
I mean, she always struck me as cool because she seemed to be on top of things. But without, she's like a cool version of, not that Madame Xanadu isn't cool, but she's like a cooler version of Madame Xanadu. And the art in this book, oh my gosh, it's so awesome.
Yeah, the art is incredible. I mean, the first time I read through it, I went, wow, this read really fast.
Yeah.
Because there's not
I didn't.
tons of dialogue in it, but the visuals are incredible. Between these kind of really head trippy looking kind of stuff. I mean, you open the first page, it's like, am I reading a Vertigo book? Am I reading early J.H. Williams III? I mean, that's kind of what it feels like. And then it's kind of he gets poisoned, we assumed. And he starts this whole head trip thing. And what's great about the panels is you got this kind of crazy head trip panels going on. And they're like, the paper's on fire, because in the corners you get the traditional, him looking like a traditional Spider-Man character. But most of it is just crazy, incredible art. Absolutely love it. I mean, my initial reason for picking it up I've been enjoying most of the stuff that Matt Kent's been writing lately, so I figure I'll give something else he's doing a shot. Plus, it's kind of a quasi-alternate reality, out-of-continuity Spider-Man book. And I'm not digging Severe Spider-Man. I don't read that. It'd be kind of cool to see a Parker.
That was a cool thing. Oh gosh. I mean, I've never had a problem with Spider-Man until I became the Superior Spider-Man. Just saying, right? Never really had a problem with him, you know, at all, in any way, shape, or form. I mean, I hold him in higher standards than the Flash. You know, in the Flash, I don't mind seeing things. I never read his actual book, but I mean, I actually kind of like Peter Parker, right? And so Peter Parker is the main character. I'm like, dang, the only problem with this Spider-Man book is Dr. Octavius, right? And then I'm reading it as Peter Parker, and I'm like, I missed you so much. I mean, not the biggest Spider-Man fan ever, but I definitely rather read Peter Parker than.
Yeah. Really cool. It is, I believe, I want to say it's 5 issues.
Yeah,
it's 5 issues.
This is one of 5 of them.
I would say, unless you abhor Spider-Man and you want to read a weird book, because it's not straight up Spider-Man. You're not going to see 6 panels per page or that sort of stuff. If you're into some kind of more trippy art, get the book.
Yeah, if you're into kind of
even if you're not interested in Spider-Man, it's the first issue.
If you're into trippier off-kilter kind of books, and you don't like this, you're wrong.
This gets me so excited. I have pre-ordered. There's also coming out. There's a Marvel Knights X-Men, which I pre-ordered that because it looked like it was going to be kind of strange too. It's like Kitty Pryde, Wolverine, and Rogue wander off to the backwoods to recruit some people or something or other, and things go totally ape on them. That's not cool. I've only seen the cover solicitation for the Hulk. I'm thinking about getting the Hulk now too, if they're anything like this. And then, and at the end of this book, they have a little sales pitch in there that says, "This is what Marvel Knights gonna be like. It's gonna be this. We're taking young, cutting edge, up and coming, cutting edge artists and creators, and just letting them go wild with whatever they want to do." So I'm assuming all of these are gonna just kind of be
awesome, hopefully
off center and crazy.
Okay, what would you give it?
Am I talking too much? Is that what you're telling me?
You maybe a little bit, yeah.
I would give this easily a high 4, possibly a 5.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, it doesn't have that much dialogue. It is kind of quick, but after going back through and looking through all the art, I think I'd definitely give it a 5.
Yeah. I mean, there's all these little things,
right?
Like the little help spelled out places, little exit signs and stuff.
Oh yeah, they're all
great.
All
right, we're talking about this.
Well, we can cut off all the time that we spent on this book with this book. Phantom Stranger, issue 12. I mean, none of my problems have changed with this book. I still don't like it. I don't like the characters at all. I have no investment in the characters. You know, it's worse than Batwing. I mean, I really don't like when the characters come back to life. I mean, they're like, "It's okay to talk to 13 and I'll resurrect you." I'm like, "No, just stay dead." Like the Phantom Stranger. Or Phantom Stranger's like, "I'm being pulled back to existence." And even though it kind of sucks for me,
like you knew he wasn't going to take it. You knew he wasn't.
Well, I know, but still. That's like how I know that Batwing isn't going to lose to Assassin Mary Poppins. I can still hope. Oh gosh, I give it a...
Wait, I haven't said a word and it's my book to talk about, you punk.
Oh, 1. What do you rate it?
I thought this issue was better than some of the issues in the past. I do have a certain amount of interest in Chris, the character that's the babysitter that was brought back to life. Yeah. That's fine, you don't have to. This is my part of the conversation around it. But yeah, I'm done with this book, and this book makes me afraid of what's going to happen to Justice League Dark, since how that writer will be doing it.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah. But maybe this is a clean slate. Maybe the whole death having him disintegrated and reconstituted, maybe this is clean slate. Maybe Demantes will do what he wants to do going forward, and he was dealing with damn Didio's stuff. And so he's finally cleared the slate. I don't know. Could be. Anyway, I give it a 1.
Yeah, I'll give it a 1.
Next up, we're going to talk about Superior Foes of Spider-Man, issue 4.
I like this issue a lot more than I like the previous issues. Oh my gosh, this book just got serious. Wow.
The very end.
The very end.
Yeah, you're
like off the car, and he's like pushing his car. Like, I wonder if this is him symbolizing getting a new start and doing this, serious
well, it's kind of that's how he's talking.
Business kind of thing, right? And then just kidding. Once his face is in the back of the car.
I mean, yeah, the one guy who knew that he was. That in some way he was
connected to the chameleon.
That he was playing a game. He was
well then.
So to keep that from spilling out, obviously he doesn't trust that guy very much, does he?
Yeah, pretty much.
There's some fun stuff in this one.
Yeah.
His conversation with the bartender, for instance, is pretty funny.
Oh my gosh. There's not much in this. This issue's like the exception to that. There's not much in this book that usually makes me laugh. I mean, I find it funny, but the parts that I actually legitimately find funny, I find them really funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
this book is all about the writing too. I'm not excited by the art in this whatsoever. It's like, I don't know. I think they're trying to play with it to make it feel like it's like Aja from Hawkeye, which it's not. But I mean, to me, it feels like it's trying to have that simpleness to it.
Yeah. Does
not work in here.
Nope.
That's the one thing that I mean, the guy who does the covers. If they did the inside art, I would be excited.
Yeah,
because then it'd be cool. That's the one issue I have with it.
Yep.
I still enjoy it though. I think it's a pretty funny book. I give it a 3.
Yeah, I give it a 3 too.
Okay, what are we talking about next?
Okay. Suicide Risk issue 6.
I'm liking this book. I think it's really interesting. I mean, after the whole, beat up the supervillain thing and toss the gravity around and all that kind of stuff from the last issue, I wondered what was going to go on here. I guess for me. The biggest thing about this issue is...
The P-Wand?
Yes.
Oh my god.
That
the P1, oh yeah, it brings out your other self.
Your other
What?
self. Right. That was huge. That finally they explain what the hell happens when they touch this wand and you get superpowers. No, it's not that you get superpowers.
It brings out your other self. Whoa.
What the hell does that mean?
Okay, so does that mean it only works on specific people? Does everybody have another self? I mean, I guess not, because what's-his-face's daughter has powers.
Yeah.
And as far as we know,
she hasn't been hit by the P1.
I mean, even Just a Feeling says,
yeah.
You know, oh my gosh, this is like the only book where people can have ridiculous names and they still terrify me.
Right.
I mean, oh my god. Well, Prometheus' name isn't so much, but like some of the other people's, it's just like,
yeah.
Well, instant access, right? Instant access, I'm like, oh really?
Yeah.
Really?
Right.
But on the other hand, she's terrifying.
They all are kind of frightening. The villain group is a pretty cool group. They obviously don't mess around. You know, you're a traitor, we're smoking into the ground and whatnot.
Yep.
It's just really exciting. There's just tons more ideas. The whole P1 thing, this brings up the other self.
Like,
now my mind is just racing with what the hell does that really mean? What is that?
Yeah.
What's going forward and whatnot? And you're right. His daughter having powers. To the best of our knowledge, she hasn't been hit in P1.
Like, you know,
does she have those powers? Or is that left over because he used to be? He used to be Requiem.
Requiem.
He used to be Requiem. What's interesting is he's got different powers potentially now, or does he have the same powers again?
I think he has the same powers. I think he's just less in control.
He doesn't have any control of them.
Or Requiem didn't care.
Yeah.
Or both.
And these new villains that he's tied up with, that he's basically promised to help them because and not get in the way because he needed his friends to hurry up get to a hospital. They're taking Peru, right? Isn't what they said? Basically, they're taking Central America. Central America's going to be there. Or no, that's South America. Peru. They're going to take that as a country. That's their goal right now. Is just to kind of control all that, which is I think awesome.
Yeah.
You know, not simply going to rob something. They're going to have their own world.
Oh, they're gonna rob something. They're gonna rob the frickin' planet.
Well, maybe after a while. Yeah.
My God.
So you mentioned when you read this that you had an issue with part of it. Do you still have, you want to talk about that?
I don't think I had issues so much.
But the fact is that last issue he was kind of a badass. He lifted all this gravity and beat the hell out of everybody.
What I was gonna say
and now
is,
he's like,
what I was gonna say is, well, you know, I mean, dealing with Diva, I feel to some degree, you know, I don't know. I mean, you were saying that, okay, Diva's just a lady, and I mean, obviously not just a lady, but right, and that's a freaking demon from hell.
Right.
But on the other hand, Diva's immortal.
Right.
I mean, okay, he literally shoots her and she goes,
yeah,
pish off.
Okay. So just so everybody knows what we're talking about is the conversation was in the book. They bring up a demon. This one guy has the ability to pop out demons, and this demon in particular
is a demon of lies.
Is a demon of lies. They'll know when you're gonna lie, and they'll come and eat they'll eat your soul if you lie. So
or if you break the pact.
If you make a contract with this demon there, and you say to the demon, this is what I say. If you break it, then from that point forward, that demon's gonna come popping out and eat your soul and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got a infernal beast from hell, we're assuming, or whatever dimension that is that demons come from, whether it be hell or whatever. And then, of course, in the last issue, we have this extremely powerful supervillain, Diva, who is godlike.
She has a goddess in a statue. I mean, to some degree, I feel like, okay, you know, in between the two, right, dealing with, I mean, granted, I don't have the power to control gravity, and I don't have a group of villains beating down my neck.
Issue is...
But... it's not an issue though. I mean, you said we were going to talk about it, so I didn't explain to you. You know, I personally, I mean, you know, I can kind of, I mean, I feel like, you know, okay, the guy is summoning up demons through himself, so I feel like there's a 50-50 that I can shoot the guy and solve the problem. The giant stone statue is a giant stone statue. Unless I, like, grab lift it up into space.
Which is what they did.
Yeah, I'm not gonna deal with Diva. I mean, what I was gonna say is, I don't know. What I'm saying is, usually when characters do this, I'm like, really, you're so inconsistent, right? I feel like, I mean, it's just this, for lack of a better term, I'm going to call it the Requiem Zone, especially with the P1, since the other you. Right. I feel like it's him now that his powers have been reawakened, it's more him channeling his other self. Because I get the impression that Requiem was a total badass.
Well, yeah.
I mean, everybody's like...
He flew around his own island that he ran on gravity.
Little sky castle.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, because my understanding is you were saying that the book was inconsistent in the fact that he was a badass in the last issue, and in this issue he's kind of all wimpy about this demon thing.
Yeah.
And my issue is that, well, Diva's a known factor. You know,
Dude,
she was
a goddess in a statue.
She was one of them. She was a person like everybody else. And this demon is a demon. It's something from hell, which, if you're assuming it's from hell, that opens up a whole other level of ramifications that might make somebody who was being a badass go, wait a second. And I don't think he's ever being a wimp in this issue.
No.
But he's definitely dialed it back, realizing that, well, he has to realize he's outnumbered. You know?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, we've talked a bunch about the book. What do you think of the book? Well, I mean, what?
Oh, I give it a 4.
I give it a 4 also. I'm really excited about the book. It's gone every place I never thought it was going to go to, and keeps opening up little things that make me interested in the whole P1 thing. Man, now I'm just over the moon over what the hell that's going to really mean. Okay, finally we're going to talk about Swamp Thing, issue 24. What do you think?
Okay. What's her face? Not the concubine. The concubine, oh gosh, no. What's her name? The lady he's supposed to be protecting.
Who's a couple thousand years old or whatever, right?
14 years old.
And her job is to protect.
She's bitching.
And she's also, her job is to protect the green too.
Yeah. I like this issue. Part of me was annoyed how easily Cedar trashed him. I mean, he's just like, just kidding.
Yeah.
I know to some degree he wasn't prepared for it, and the Cedars had, years to work towards this.
And the difference is Cedar's a little more psycho and hardcore than what. I mean, Swamp Thing spends all of his time kind of telling the Green, no, let's dial it back, let's not be totally crazy.
Yeah.
And
So
Cedar obviously doesn't have an
wonder-
issue of just going.
I mean, yeah, I'm forced to wonder, we get the impression that whenever one of the sides goes totes bonkers, we get the impression that's because the Avatar is like, ha 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 ha.
Well, Anton, for instance.
Right,
Monsters, right.
Anton, and then Brother Blood, I mean,
Potentially,
it was mostly
right.
him.
Right. In the red.
Right. But, I don't know, to some degree, I don't even think it's the Parliament necessary that is going, let's take over everything. I think it's the essence of it itself.
Right.
I mean, I don't think it's just the Parliament of the Trees.
It wants to be it, right.
Yeah, Green wants to be...
Well, it's
everything.
nature, right? And nature wants to procreate as much as it can, as fast as it can, as often as it can. It's just other things in nature that dial it back, right? So you got that trinity of things there. They're supposed to kind of keep each other in balance. And if, obviously the right grouping of stuff gets in place, an avatar with the will, or not the will.
Or not the will, yeah.
They're crazy. So we got this story set up now to where it's the Cedar versus Swamp Thing.
The Cedar kicks Swamp Thing's butt, and the lady kicks him in the face. And that was pretty great. He's like, aha, I'm winning, right? It's just like, wham, right in the face. It's like, ooh.
Yeah.
I like her. I like her.
So it's going to be curious. So going forward, right? Because we're going to have this duel now. Oh, we're going to send you guys off to your thing, and you're going to come back all warmed up and ready to go to... You would think that Alex, Swamp Thing, would be like the machine now, right? The complete ass kicking after the whole rot war silliness and whatnot.
Yeah, like I said, it annoyed me how easily Cedar trashes him.
And he doesn't have Abby playing on his head anymore, so he doesn't have any emotional worries as far as I go. The only worry he has to worry about is losing what little sliver of humanity is floating around somewhere inside there.
I mean,
right?
It was kind of annoying that, dealing with Aaron, he's like, he's like, oh, big, slam, knockout, draw on fight with pretty much death god thing, right? And then Cidra's like, and he's like, oh no! I mean, that was just like...
But I still really like the writing in this.
Yeah.
I think these are as compelling or even potentially more compelling than the larger portion of Scott Snyder's run on the book.
Yeah.
Now, Scott Snyder's run on the book when it first started was very exciting, and that whole first arc was pretty intense and really cool.
Yeah.
Once we hit the Rot World thing, this is far more compelling, far more interesting than the Rot World stuff was. Very cool, very excited about Swamp Thing. I hope Charles Stolz stays on it for quite some time.
Yep.
be nice to get a standard artist on it. I mean, this artist was called a guest artist, so I don't know if Jesus Reyes is the regular artist on it, or if that Coy or Coyle or whatever his name is the regular artist, or if it's a combination of the two of them.
Yeah.
Whatever. I hope we get back to that. But
so, what would you rate?
I give it a extremely high 3, close to 4.
Yeah, I think I'd give it an almost 4, but not quite.
Yeah. I like the last ones with Constantine and whatnot. Those were awesome. Anyway, that's it.
Yep.
Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll be back next week with some books. Bye.